Hi guys, it's April and I am doing things a little bit differently today. I wanted to give you guys a bookshelf tour, but I have so many different bookshelves on so many different floors in so many different rooms that I'm going to kind of do this like weird conglomerate of showing you everything, kind of in a brief overview. I have to give props to people who can sit there and show every single book on their bookcase. I do not have the patience for that. We would be here for days if I tried to. But otherwise, I am just gonna walk you through everything that I have, all my bookcases, all my bookshelves, all my books. Well, not all my books, just brief overview. But I wanted to show you kind of where I sit and I work and I read and I do all of my things. So that is what this is. And of course, if at any time you see something that you're really interested in, feel free to leave a comment down below and maybe I'll do a more in-depth video over whatever someone is interested in. So here, I'm going to start down in the basement in my office, studio, library area. This got finished, I don't know, maybe a year ago, a little over a year ago. And I finally got books on this bookcase and organized maybe a little over a year ago. I do have videos that show the progress of the build of this room down here, this bookcase, and of course organizing it. I absolutely love it. I love working here every single day. There's something about this space that just feels magical to me. I've always dreamed of having an area like this with that Beauty and the Beast rolling ladder and whatnot, and then all of my books that I can just sit and look at. Or over on this side, over here, you can kind of see my reading nook, my pink reading nook with my TBR cart that I know is so very popular. These are books that I have been meaning to read for so long. They need to be read. I've got to read them. That's why they're there. Hopefully, since they're in my eyesight, I'll remember to actually pick them up when I'm in the mood to. But otherwise, this main bookcase, I have organized. I try to do rainbow if the author, I only have one book of them, so that's why you see those colors on that second to top shelf in the grayscale at the very bottom. But otherwise, I've put my collections together just by how I felt like it. And then as I walk over here, you can kind of see where that corner comes together, and I've got even more books. This is Mercedes Lackey. I'm going to walk under this ladder. No bad luck, I hope. And this is just my collection of her works. I'm slowly trying to bring them all together. I don't know if you guys kind of noticed it, but at the top of this bookcase, I've got a couple of books that are facing forward, and those are just some of my favorite artists. Brooke Shaden and Kirby Rosands, and of course I have to move this ladder because I just love it so much. And we're gonna come over here and say hi to the dog, and then see all of my art kind of stuff over on this side. This is kind of my work stuff and my art stuff. They kind of merge together just because of what I do for a living, and then some books that I've defaced. So at the very bottom here, I've got all of my coloring books that I am trying to do at least one page in each of them. And then I've got my alcohol markers and my Pitt pens, and then my Copic and my Copic refills. I've got some of my notebooks and photography books, of course the books that I defaced, my computer books, my colored pencils, my Cricut, and some other things, and a dog. Hi, dog. And then I wanted to show you my art cart, where I've got all of my things divided up by color. If you've noticed that I have a tendency to make things kind of rainbowy, especially my art supplies, so I can find things easier. But then I've got these wonderful reading chairs in front of my desk, and this bookcase. Actually, this is two bookcases that I painted. These are some of my favorite authors. I have so many. But here we've got Tamara Pierce, we've got Robin McKinley, we've got some Meg Habit and Gina Showalter, we've got Juliet Merlier, some Robin D. Owens, and some Dean Koontz. These are books I've been collecting since my very early years of reading. And then the dog again, because I can. And then over here we have my manga shelves. I do have a video of putting these together and organizing it. I painted these myself. They're just DVD bookcases. And then my collection has grown a little bit since that first video because I have some wonderful friends who like to recommend me some very wonderful things. And so, I mean, I've got my hodgepodge collection of fruit baskets. I've got Jeonju Itu. We've got Requiem of the Rose Queen. We've got Girl from the Other Side, Food Wars, lots of things about cats because I love cats. And then up in the first floor, we have the nerdy geeky game room, as I like to call it, because it's a mixture of games and fandoms like Buffy and Sailor Moon and Star Wars and Harry Potter and Doctor Who and Labyrinth and all of the things. Last Unicorn, as you can tell from this wall where I've got various different artworks that I've either made myself or I've bought from the artist. And then, of course, the games. Oh, I forgot about Strange Planet. Got a lot of those things. Here I'm trying to get to my comic books. It's kind of back there. My collection is small, but growing, because once again, my friends are amazing. I got the Harry Potter shelf, Buffy, Star Wars, Sailor Moon, Doctor Who, Labyrinth, Last Unicorn, and then a hodgepodge of different Neil Gaiman and Howl's Moving Castle kind of things. Otherwise, there's a cat. She always has to say hi. Here is my cookbooks. This is near my kitchen. I do at some point want to do built-in bookshelves on my island, but for now, this is where I keep them. It's mighty, but small, and I love them. Here you see some tomatoes from my garden, so you can see my gardening books. This is by my door in the eating area, so I just there because that's where I grow things. Otherwise, hi cat. She's following me around. In the living room, we have the TV flanked by two bookcases. One side has the DVDs, the other side has books. It just kind of happened that way. But if I go over here, say hi to me in the TV, we've got the I don't want to call it the old bookcase, but we've got the classic fairy tales. We've got the mythology books. We've got some of the real life ghost story books, and then a lot of various different classics that I've collected over the years. And then we'll slide over here, say hi to the cat again, and then we've got some old school audiobooks. A lot of those are tapes, and I don't have a tape player. Go figure. And then my DVDs. It's not a huge collection. I'm not actually buying DVDs anymore, but the ones I have, I like to have displayed. And then the dogs are watching me, wondering what the heck I'm doing. They keep following me around to these various different rooms, not knowing what's going on. But I love them. Here is my husband's office. This is his bookcase. I can't really tell you much about it because it's not my bookcase. He is a very, very smart man. He has a PhD in physics, so a lot of these books are over my head. But otherwise, I mean, this is just kind of what he's collected over the years and what he's got for his mind. Otherwise, walking over to this back area, we've got spare as we lovingly call it. It is a complete disaster. There is no organization. Things just kind of got thrown on these shelves. They are things that I have no idea where I want them, how to organize them, what I am even thinking. A lot of these are younger reads or romance reads or even some non-fiction or Christian fiction, I believe. At some point, I really truly want to organize this so things like my old journals and some of my photo albums and other various knickknacks aren't necessarily here, but because it is our spare room, it is our guest room, I want it to be something that guests can feel comfortable taking a book down from and just sitting and reading. That's kind of the idea in my head that I've kind of got. But for now, it's a mess. Don't judge me. Someday I'll have it figured out and organized, but right now I don't. So check back in a year, maybe. Here is the master bedroom bookcase. I love how this looks. There's just the sturdiness in the shelves and everything. But here we've got some of my heirlooms, the books that have been passed down to me from grandparents and great-grandparents and all that kind of thing. And it's intermingled with our Bibles and our Jewish studies and our other biblical study books that, I don't know. It's a bookcase. I put books on it. I really like how it looks. That ladder does move. You can pick it up and move it to the other side. I need some kind of chair or lounge thing over there. I will find one. But otherwise, if you, of course, have seen anything you want a deeper look into, let me know down below, and maybe I'll do a series of deeper dives into my bookcases. Otherwise, subscribe down below, hit that bell, do all of those things, get all of the notifications, and I heart you beautiful faces. Bye.